They said I was done. They said I had no chance. They were wrong. I got one question for you, big boy. Are we gonna fight? Or are we gonna? Because either way, you're getting broken in two. What's cracking, guys? Omar Esoff here. Welcome to my garage. It's been a while. Sorry, I just got done a shift. Remington's Men of Steel. If you don't know it, Google it. Toronto Classic. I want to give you guys this tour. I've been away for a while. A lot of things have been happening, as you can tell. You might notice a increase in the camera quality. You might notice this garage had to save up for damn near a decade to make it happen. During the pandemic, when it hit, obviously I wanted to continue training. It was not feasible for me at that time to have a place to train like this. But I said to myself, you know what? I like hoisting weights. I kind of want this. I've wanted this for over a decade. So we finally made it happen. We're back now to posting content. There's a lot to catch you up on. I'm very excited about a lot of different things. I have missed you. I do want to talk about this because this is where we will be filming all the tutorials, a lot of the content moving forward. I wanted a reliable place in order to make gains, get yakety yak, and get stronger. Now, I'm showing you this not because I'm encouraging you in order to get a garage gym. In fact, I think for most people, a commercial gym is perfectly adequate. Instead, I'm going to explain my selection process, the methodology behind what I got and why I got it in order to get to my goals, and how you can incorporate that in your training. Because you'll see I took a minimalist approach. First, because everything's expensive, let's face it, thank you, inflation. But second, because in reality, in order to make progress as a natural lifter, you don't need fancy equipment, just things that are reliable and things that work. I have a barbell bias. Yeah, we know I like the deadlift, I like the squat, I like the bench. You don't need to do that, but you'll notice in terms of my selection of things, that's what I do. So I have a squat rack, I have a barbell, I have a deadlift bar. We're gonna get to all of that. Let me explain. Okay. So first, for this garage gym, what I wanted to get was a squat rack. You get a power rack, so one of those big cages, you could get a squat rack. And this isn't going to be an intense technical overview. It's not going to be like garage gym reviews or something like that. Most of the equipment here, I followed what's called the MVP, the minimum viable product. Is going to get the job done. And cost consideration was there, but this isn't like my man, shout out to my boy, Alan Thrall. He has a great video about his garage gym where he said he spent dozens and dozens of dollars, but he's very thrifty, like Facebook Marketplace where he bought things. This isn't that. What I'm going to show you is what I got, why I got it, and why this is important for my goals, which are probably similar to yours, which is to, get bigger, get stronger, and so on and so forth. Let's talk about this squat rack right here. Okay. So I got one of these guys because I actually like the mobility of them. I will be lifting heavy, like I will be squatting 500 pounds again. But eventually I'll get what are called lifesavers, so those safety pins here. The power rack, it's good for doing things like pin presses if you want to do rack pulls. I don't really do rack pulls. And if I need a spot, I got my man Walter right here. This I got from Squat 6 Stands, I believe. Everything that I got, I'll tell you either where I got it, or in a few instances, I got a few things for free, which I feel that you should declare. So this, paid for this. I like this because of the U shape. It's way down, so sturdy. The actual garage gym floor is on a slight incline, so it's not perfectly flat, but that's still okay. This works 100%. This right here, so we got the specialty. What do we got here? Just for the barbell itself, so it slides right in. But you'll notice this has west side spacing for the bench. So they're smaller, which means that let's say you want to move it up or down for whatever reason. Let's say you're training with other people and you want to adjust it. These micro adjustments can be useful if you have a very specific bench press setup. Cool. So I think something like a good quality squat rack or power rack is your first priority. Then the second one would be the bar you'll be using, the barbell for 90% of your lifting. And this is where I went with an Ohio power bar. Now this is comp spec, so if we look at the length of it, it's a little bit shorter than your standard gym barbell, just a little bit, just like this. Now the knurling on it is also a little bit more intense, so it's grippier. So if you do hook grip, if you do any grip, and you grab it with your hand, it'll feel a little bit sturdier, more in place. Also, because of the material and everything, how it's manufactured, and the fact that it's a little bit shorter on the inside of the collars, you'll find that there's less whip. So when you get a 400 pounds on the squat, when the bar, it's not going to be bouncing back and forth. And that's important because when you have all that weight on your back, you don't want to be a shaky Jake. Now, I might not be competing, but it doesn't mean that I don't want solid equipment. This is relatively inexpensive. It's probably a couple $100. I got this from Rogue, I believe. This is 20 kilos, so this is in kilograms. You can get the pound ones. That I would say is the most important. And then I would say right here, the bench I got, I would say it's pretty good. It's grippy, which I like, but the thing I don't like is that it indents too much. I actually would want something a little flatter and more sturdy ultimately, but this will work for now because we also want to bench press more weight. We want to get to the 300s and beyond. We have here, so belts, 13 millimeter belt. This is an SBD belt. This is great, very stiff. Let's say for squats, I like that. And then my man Artem made me that custom Akira Lives belt. This is 10 millimeters. It's a lot more flexible, 5 and 5. So a lot lighter. I like that on deadlifts. I don't really need much support intra-abdominal pressure for that. Here, you'll notice the plates. We got colorful plates here. So you might be asking yourself, Omar, that's like a lot of weight you got. Are you sure you're gonna lift all that? And first off, watch your fucking mouth. And second off, the answer is yes. We got these. So Bells of Steel, they already knew I had the intention of buying this, but they sent me these, so I got these for free. But these are kilo competition bumper plates. I know some people hate bumper plates. I actually like them, one, because there's a kernel somewhere deep inside me of a wannabe weightlifter that's never gonna happen. So just that idea of keeping the dream alive is important. But more than that, let's say you're doing squats or you're doing something like that and you just want to deadlift automatically. Well, I don't have gym mats on the floor here, but we could drop this, no problem, and it's not going to crack the concrete. Imagine it did, that'd be amazing. But it's not going to crack the concrete. I'm a fundamentally lazy person, so ability for me to go from the overhead press or the bench press right down to deadlift or to a row, love it. So we got the kilo plates here. I think in total it's almost 600 pounds, so it's like 270 kilos, let's say, that's set here. And then we also have pound plates, York plates that are machined. All that means really for what I was looking for, if we look at the plates together, there's not going to be a lot of rattling, right? So these 4 plates together, and that's important once again when you're deadlifting, when you get a 5, 6, 700 pounds. If the bar's too janky, if everything's rattling, it can make the lift a little bit harder. This doesn't really matter, but again, if we're looking over 5 pounds, 10 pounds, the summation of everything, maybe a little bit. I got myself a deadlift bar. This is something I splurged on. I don't think this is crucial whatsoever, but this is neat only because I've been dealing with a little bit of an elbow issue. I'll cover that in another video, but basically a deadlift bar, it's a little bit thinner, it's a little bit longer, it has a little bit more whip to it. When you get up in heavier weight, it makes the lift a little bit easier. I probably get 5 kilos, 10 pounds more on this, but this is something for myself. I thought, F it, I want it, let's get it. Here we have, once again, so just change plates. We have a dip pull-up belt because, like I said, we have the pull-up stand right here. And then I also got the dip attachment. So really fundamental movements are going to comprise 80% of my lifts. We got dumbbells here, a pair of 100 pounds, a pair of 75 pounds, because if you need less weight than that, you don't belong in this gym. No, I'm just joking. It's because these are compound movements. I do have access to a gym, so if I want to use lighter dumbbells, and this is a space-efficient setup, I wanted this for rows, for overhead press, for, a flat bench press. The next one I probably would get, quite frankly, is like a 120, because then I'd want to use that for the, incline press or for the flat bench press. Easy curl bar, same idea. So we could load these up now for either preacher curls, incline curls, a variety of different movements. Individual, loadable, adjustable dumbbells right here. So we could load those up. I have a matching pair of that. Here, this is a cool bar. So it's kind of like a Swiss bar, but it's angled. So it has a little bit more range of motion. You could do rows on this, the overhead press. You could do it on a flat bench press. So same idea. And what you want to do right here for myself, once again, because the elbow was bothering me, let's say you do a bench press, you could sub it out instead. So I like having options, right? Because I do want to lift with compound movements, but I want to make sure I can lift with those movements. So we have the comp plates, we have the bumper plates. Right here, we have a trap bar. I think the trap bar does get a little hate. I think it's hard in order to calibrate how strong someone is on the trap bar. It doesn't really matter because the high handle height for a lot of these, there's a lot of variability between brands. So if the high handle height, this handle right here, is a little higher, 700 pounds can feel like 600 pounds. So it's not an easy way in order to measure across different people lifting it. And that's not the intent and function. If you know my boy Greg Knuckles, he has a great article on the trap bar. I think for things like competitive powerlifters, they are the type of people that could benefit from this, where you change it up between doing the conventional deadlift. It's a little bit more quad dominant. Once again, for myself, that neutral grip, it felt good. We don't have any AC in here, okay, because we're being cost efficient, boys, or heating, which means come December, This has been in my family for 20 years now. I will be using this. Okay, we're gonna get a little bit of jazzercise going on to warm up that core body temperature before we get our lifts in. And this is not a lame attempt for me in order to promote like Rascal Apparel or Rascal Apparel Canada. This is literally all the space I have because I live, if we look, Walter, up there, that's actually where I sleep, this little cubby hole. This came with the place. So that's the bedroom. And this right here is where all the clothes is. And to answer your question, you are correct that I do hoist right here. So is there residual musk sweat from me on this clothes? Most definitely. And for that, I say you're welcome. But that's what we have right there. So it looks like, I'd say, spacious enough when you lift two people, myself and my brother, no problem, myself and Walter. This is what I have thus far. I'd say these are the essentials. The people here before, they had the pull-up bar, which feels pretty good. So if you want two people simultaneously doing a pull-up competition, I guess you can. I got this plyo box, probably the last thing I want to talk about. I got the plyo box here because if you notice, this is a flat bench press. Now, an adjustable bench press of similar quality, comparable quality, would be more expensive by a large amount, probably double the price. But if you get a plyo box, so you could just lift it up underneath, you can do the incline bench press, and it costs you half the amount of money. So I'll be doing that. If I had to get one dream item, okay, and this was OnlyFans and I had an Amazon wish list, it would be a dual pulley cable stack machine is probably what I'm going to be saving up for, only because once you get that and you set it up right here, you could do any isolation movements, so pec flies, anything like for your rhomboids, for your back, pulling movements, pull downs, straight arm pull downs, bicep movements, so bicep curls, tricep extensions, a lot of things for your quads, things for your hamstrings, would be everything you need, I think, in order to get maximally jacked and also to get as strong as possible. You need the will to win, and I would say this to say it in closing. Some of the things, I've only been here now for a month, lifting 80% of the time in the garage gym. One of the biggest differences by far is that you need to be internally motivated because at a gym, you have other individuals, you have the gym environment to feed off of, probably other people in here. You're just in seclusion with yourself. And if you thrive on that, such as myself, you can make fantastic gains. I've already had some amazing sessions in here already, but that is one thing to note. So again, I'm not telling you that you need to get a garage gym. I knew for myself this is something I eventually wanted to do, to get, because I am very intent on making further progress. And that's, you're going to see, I'm now back on YouTube. And I thought to myself, if I'm to come back, I wanted to, share worthwhile things in this new journey I'm endeavoring to do. And simply put, what is that? More. I want more. I want to make more progress than ever before, to be eventually leaner, to be bigger, to be stronger than ever before. You need the right environment, and this is right for me. So I just want to say very briefly, I appreciate everyone for watching the content over the last decade. You guys have been too nice. I've received the DMs like, Omar, what's going on? Where are you? There's a lot of things in the works. There's a lot of things actually, hopefully, to talk about in the near future. You saw I did that ancient workouts with Omar on the History Channel. I've been working hard behind the scenes. Let's just say season 2 question mark. A lot of things like that. So I've been very busy, and I wanted to make sure if I came back, I could come back stronger than ever before, figuratively, but also in terms of the content that I produce. And I think I'm going to do exactly that. So I appreciate all the patience. Thank you so much for the support throughout the years. If you want to like this video, you know what you got to do. You got to like the damn video. We're going to be back now. We've already filmed 4 videos in advance. We're going to be back every single week. We'll go from there. We'll get a flow, and then we'll probably pick up the frequency from there. But we'll start with 1 time a week. Can't wait to show you guys what we got. I got to get some toning going on now. I got to go back to my evening job to pay for this garage gym. So appreciate the support. Like the video. I'll see all you guys, my rascals, in that next one. Peace. I got one question for you, big boy. Are we gonna fight? Or are we gonna fuck? Because either way, you're getting broken in two.
He is the chosen one. He will bring balance. Train him.